Well, hi. I don't know how you got here or where you're from, but I'm really glad you came. I'm Mindy Stern, and today I'm going to talk to you about commandment number 10 of successful self-employed superwomen. The commandment is surround yourself with people more successful than yourself. Now, I don't know about you, but when I started my business, I felt pretty much all alone and with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I was learning how to improve my services. I was learning how to market my business. I was learning how to manage a business. I was in touch with clients and potential clients. In short, I was busting my bum. Does this sound familiar to you? In addition, I was taking care of my kids and my home and my family in general. I was very involved, especially with my kids, because their upbringing and education, both formal and informal, were really super important to me. I was really struggling to give 100% both to my business and to my family, and the people surrounding me saw my struggle and didn't understand why I was doing it. They worried about me, and they worried about my bank account, and they told me to stop. They told me that my business wasn't viable. They told me that it would never work and that it was a waste of time and that I should get a real job. Have any of you heard these comments? And if they didn't make any outright comments about the limitations of my own business, they would make these gentle inquiries with concerned faces like, is it worth it? Or, how are you managing? Or, did you sell anything yet? All of these comments made me feel worthless and embarrassed and discouraged and frustrated. When you experience them, how do they make you feel? I'd really like to hear if you write down in the comments how you were feeling. What all the concerned people in your environment don't know is that you are a winner and that building a successful business takes time and focus, and that you're learning and implementing everything you need to learn in order to make your business successful. That's because you're a successful self-employed superwoman, and that's what they do. However, them not knowing and not understanding what and why you're doing what you do is actually what causes them to innocently bring you down. Being a self-employed woman, you can't afford to waste your energy by pulling yourself up again and again and again. It is so important to find a support group, a group of like-minded people who understand what and why you're in your business for. People who have the same struggles and who understand your successes in a way that your good-intentioned family and friends never will. Listen, all businesses have ups and downs. And when your business is in a slump and most of your friends and family are skeptical about what you're doing, you need superhuman strength and resolve to pull yourself up and to find a better way to get on track. However, when you're surrounded by successful business people, they will understand how you're feeling and they'll support you. They'll coach you on the ways to turn things around, and they'll put you in contact with people who will help you, and they'll do much, 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 much more than that. This isn't the only reason to surround yourself with people who are more successful than yourself, although it's definitely a very good reason. There's a man named Jim Rohn. I hope that you know him. You can Google him, YouTube him, Jim Rohn. He said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, I'm not saying that the 5 people you spend the most time with are not good people. They are. And I'm sure that they love you very much and want what's best for you from their perspective. However, if they are not successful self-employed business owner, then you should probably take a step back and see how you can add 5 more successful self-employed business people into the mix so you can even up the playing board. These new friends will bring you up when you're down. They will share their successes and processes with you. They will teach you and coach you and mentor you, and you and your business will grow quicker as a result. So in today's Power Boost, you're going to discover how to meet and develop relationships with people who are more successful than yourself. In the Power Boost, I'm going to discuss 3 techniques that will boost your morale and boost your income simultaneously. 3 unsupported beliefs that keep your business small and sporadic. And I'm going to discuss 3 behavior patterns that you should adopt that will keep you motivated all the time and will help you grow your business exponentially. How's that sound? So here we go. The first is the techniques. The first of the 3 techniques is join a mastermind group. Yes, join a group where people share information. They share concerns, share successes, share processes, share ideas, joint venture with each other. Now, when I talk about a mastermind group, I'm not talking about going to networking. They are 2 very, very different things. Networking has its place for certain businesses, but that's not something that I focus on in my marketing. I think that there are better, more efficient approaches. But when I talk about a mastermind group, I'm talking about getting together with a group of people who are successful, proven. You know, their bank accounts, their client rosters, they have a business that works, and join them. You know, not just 1, not just 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want, even create a group where you meet. You meet once, at least once a month, if not more than that, where you sit and you discuss the problems that are going on in the businesses, the problems in the economy, processes, techniques, styles, marketing, share information, challenges, concerns. And if you do a mastermind group with a mentor, then you can actually get your business in the hot seat and people can help you work on your business. So you'll be getting information from people who have already done it, people who are already involved, people who have already succeeded, and not just things that are theoretical. Actual things that are happening right now that work, and you can also find out things that don't work, things to avoid in your business. So a mastermind group, but with successful people, is really important. Again, it's not networking, okay? Networking, people try to do business with one another, and that's very different. And usually, if you look at these networking groups, usually the people in the networking groups, they're not, their businesses are not really very successful unless they are marketing to the other people in the networking group. I mean, if you're their customer, they might be successful. However, in general, other businesses don't really. Anyway, that's my opinion, okay? That's my opinion. But mastermind groups are very important. Now, you might not be able to find a mastermind group that's free of charge, and that's okay. It's worth the investment in your education and to connect yourself with people who have successful connections, people who have already succeeded. You want to be involved in that group. So sometimes if you have to pay, pay. I know that many people who are successful actually do it. Many people who are not successful don't. They want to avoid the cost. They want to avoid the exposing themselves. But you, being a successful, self-employed superwoman, you are going to join a mastermind group. The next thing I want, next technique I want to talk about is take business courses with world-renowned teachers and trainers, okay? It's very important. They're business courses, so I'm sure that in your business or your service, you take courses, professional courses, to improve your product or service, which is super important. Continue to do it. But I'm talking about now getting involved in business courses, courses that teach you how to become a better business person, how to run your business better, how to do different functions in your business better and more efficiently. And if you go to these courses that are taught by world-renowned teachers, usually there is a premium that you need to pay, you need to invest in order to get to these teachers, in order to be in their classroom, be exposed to them, and it's worth it. Why? If you're paying the money, and you're able to pay the money, the other people in the room are also. They understand the importance, and they are willing to pay the money. It is a different caliber of person who is in the room. There are people who already know they want to invest, people who are willing to invest in their success. Those are the people you want to be. Those are the like-minded people. Now, don't think small, oh, I can't afford it. Think about, is it an investment? If I invest the money in going to this course, will I get return on my investment? Will I make more money as a result of it? Think of it as an investment, and I think that we spoke about that before in one of the, I think the second commandment, we spoke about it, which is, yes, commandment number 2. So Do it. Invest in courses with high quality teachers, high quality people who are participants. Yeah, I go to courses even internationally, not just in my own country. I go out there. I spend a lot of money investing in courses with the best of the best of the best, world-renowned teachers. Okay? And then what I learn from them, I can implement and give as well to my clients. And some of the stuff that I'm giving you, I've learned from my mentors, from my teachers, from my trainers as well. So invest in business, not just with in professional, not just professional courses, with business courses, okay? And then in the business courses, you will meet wonderful, successful, like-minded people like yourself, okay? And probably many people who are more successful, because successful people invest in their success, okay? And you should do that also. The next technique, the third technique I want to discuss is here. Volunteer for your business model or your mentor, okay? Very interesting concept. Matter of fact, I gave a conference. I was giving a seminar last week, and this is one of the things that came up, to volunteer or mentor from someone who you want to be like. Who do you want to be like? Who do you want to model? Who is the successful image, real success, that you say, wow, that's the person I want to be. I want my business to be like that. I want to have a lifestyle like he or she has. Okay, look at that person. Say, okay, how can I help them? How can I volunteer for them and outreach to them? Be part of their team, even if it's volunteering. And now, when I was in my seminar a few weeks ago, one of the women asked me, but I already offered my services to this person and he didn't want it. Now, I'm not suggesting you offer your professional services. I'm suggesting that you get in touch with this person, let the person know how much you admire them, and say you'd like to learn from them. How can you help? How can I help you? How can I assist you? And do anything that the person wants you to do. And do it on your dime, okay? On your time. In this way, you are close to the pot. You're close to him. You can see what he's doing, how he's operating, how he speaks to people, or she, for that matter, how they speak to people, what they're doing, what projects they're working on. Be part of it. Now, you're not doing it hiding out, yeah? That you let them know this is who you are, this is what you want to be, that this person is a model for you, that you admire what they're doing, you want to develop your own business, and you want to learn from them. So see how you can help. How can I learn from you? And don't expect to get money. Don't even ask for money for it, because you are investing again in your education, in your business education. You want to make your business successful. You learn from successful people, and what they are doing, you take it, you put it into your own language, and you use it. Okay? Don't copy them one by one, because that's not fair. That's not the right thing to do. But you can get the overall picture of how they operate. And you can take that overall picture and you can take things that resonate with you and with your clients, and you can put them in your language and offer them as well. Again, not hiding this from the person from your mentor, letting your mentor know exactly what you're doing, consulting with them, asking him, her, yeah, if it's okay and what he thinks. And it could be vice versa. The things that you develop, you might say, here, I developed this. Would you like that? Would that be helpful to you? And you never know what happens from that, because there could be a lot of joint ventures. One of my clients, he actually was working with a software that we use for automatic responder for an email service, and it didn't have something that he wanted. So he developed it by himself. He found another software and developed an application that was good for him. And what he did is he went back to the company that didn't have the application. Said, listen, I have an application. This is how it works. This is what it does. What happened was, first they did a joint venture where the mother company recommended the add-on application. And now I understand that the mother company actually bought the technology. So not only did he win, he won 2 times. He did an exit already on that. So, I mean, there's always opportunities when you are communicating with your mentors, when you're communicating with people. Get involved, be with them, and the best way to do it is to volunteer your time, your energy, your resources, your knowledge to help them. Now, volunteering does not mean working for free for somebody, okay? So I just want to make that clear. I'm not suggesting you work for free for somebody. I'm suggesting that you say, okay, this is my business. I want to learn from you. You're in this business. How can I help you? Okay? And work it out from there. Create a dialogue. And those are the 3 techniques that I suggest that you use in order to meet people who are more successful than you and to start to hang around them, start to absorb their energy, listen to what they're doing, what they're learning, absorb, implement, brainstorm with them, okay? Very important. Okay, now I want to go into a little bit about your belief system, yeah? Because we're always going to talk about your beliefs. If your beliefs do not support who you want to become, then you won't become that person. Okay, so first we have to work on the beliefs as well as on the techniques and on the strategies, okay? So the first belief that I think is really important for us to work on now that might prevent you from outreaching to people who are more successful than you is the belief that I can do it myself. Now, I am sure, I am positive, I'm convinced that you can. Okay? You are a bright person. You are intelligent. You are a successful, self-employed superwoman. Of course you could do it by yourself. But when you do it by yourself, if you don't know how to do it, you have to learn. You have to experiment. You have mistakes to be made, and then you learn from your mistakes. It's all obvious. It will take longer, and there will be much more frustration. So you do not need to learn by yourself. You can, because you're capable to do it. But you definitely do not need to do it. And when you can do it by yourself, you are missing out on quick learning. You're doing it the hard way. There are so many people out there who have done and succeeded at many things that you want to do. Learn from them. Ask for help. When you start to approach successful people, let them know that you're interested in learning from them, that you don't want to do it by yourself, that you want to joint venture, that you want to trade ideas, that you want to mastermind. Okay? If you have a belief that you can do it by yourself, then there is no motivation to go out and to ask for help, ask for assistance, ask for advice. Okay? And then you end up actually struggling, and it takes a lot longer to get somewhere. And that's somewhere that you might get to might be very far away from your maximum potential. Okay? I want to help you build your business exponentially quickly, fast, and a lot of money. Okay? In order to do that, you need to use other resources, as many resources as possible around you. And one of them is the brain of successful people. So you can say that instead of I can do it by myself, we want to change beliefs, right? We need to replace old limiting beliefs with new supporting, empowering beliefs. So you can say, I am so capable that anything that I learn from someone else, I can implement in my business successfully. How's that for a new belief? I would really love it if you would write down in the comments below how you would change that limiting belief, I can do it myself, which some people think is empowering, but it's not, because it's very isolating. So you want to change the limiting belief, I can do it myself. Please write in the comments what new empowering belief you could adopt instead, okay? Not on the same continuum. Remember, you have to go to another continuum, not I can do it myself or I need help. Doesn't work that way. Instead of I can do it myself, you could say I can take any information that someone teaches me and I know how to implement it successfully in my business. That's how I would change that belief. I'd really love for you to write down in the comments how you would change that belief, okay? What is equally as true and more supportive, more empowering for you than I can do it by myself. The next belief is no one would want to help me. And that's a really, that's a belief that many superwomen have. No one will want to help me. And that's might be, I'm not even sure, but might be one of the reasons why we superwomen are superwomen. That we need to prove ourselves. That we could do everything by ourselves, that are not worthy of someone else helping us, that we don't know enough, we're not good enough, so on and so forth. There's a lot of beliefs that that are behind that remark. No one would want to help me. So I would suggest that you change that, because we want to reach out to more successful people, for them to help us, for them to mentor us, for them to coach us on the best way to bring our business to the next level. Excuse me. Okay, so no one want to help me. You can actually change that limiting belief to, there are so many people out there with knowledge who would be happy to assist me. That sounds to me like it's actually on the same continuum. No one want to help me. A lot of people would want to help me. So let's see what else we can do with that. No one would want to help me. How about I love to get help from people, from associates. Or I know to ask for help and to take it with open arms and be very appreciative and grateful of all the help that I get. Those are really great beliefs to have. Okay? Or maybe I would love to help myself, people who help me. It's a little bit different, but you have the reciprocity there that can make you feel a little bit better with the new belief. It's more empowering. Okay? Because if you have the belief no one will want to help me, that would stop you from actually going into a mastermind and asking for assistance. It would stop you from volunteering to work with your role model or your mentor. Okay, that's a limiting belief. We want to change that. So I'd love to hear from you also below how you would change that belief. No one would want to help me. That's a limiting belief. What new belief would you adopt that would be more empowering for you and will allow you and motivate you to get help, to work with other people, to take advice, to get mentoring. Okay, the next belief, the third belief that I want to talk about is maybe my is right. And the blank there could be my mother, my brother, my sister, my husband, my spouse, my child, my neighbor, my friend, my teacher, my old boss, my colleague. All those people may be right. And what I mean by they may be right is when they tell me or tell you that your business isn't viable, that it's never going to make it, that you don't know how to sell, that you don't know how to market. The ones that make you feel very small and unsuccessful because they just don't understand that you're building a business and that it takes time. So when you say maybe he's right, you're giving them a lot of power above you, and it's keeping you down small. So I would say that I would change that belief. Whether I would change it, maybe he's right, that I would say that this person blank, my mother, my brother, my sister, my spouse, is concerned for me and loves me and wants what's best for me from his own perspective. Okay, because what his own perspective is, that he thinks it's not viable. You know that it is. You're finding the way to make it viable. You know, you're working it. You're hustling. You're not going to give up because you know that it can work and you're going to find the way. You're not continuing to do the same thing over and over and over that doesn't work. No, you're here to learn. How do I know? Because you're here. You're learning. So you can change it. He might be right. I would really change that to so-and-so loves me very much, is a concern for my welfare, and doesn't understand how I'm growing my business. Okay, that could be a good change for that belief. So I would ask you again, please write down in the comments how you would change the belief. Maybe so-and-so is right when he says that I can't, my business isn't viable. How would you change that belief to make it more empowering? How would you make it more empowering for yourself? Okay, so now I'm going to go on to the third section of this training, where we're going to talk about 3 behaviors that you should adopt. 3 behaviors that you should adopt in order to become super motivated and very empowered, and of course increase your income and the viability of your business exponentially. Okay, now I'm going to talk about these 3 behaviors in regard to meeting other successful or more successful people around you, okay? So these are behaviors. The first one I want to discuss is be open and honest with your mastermind group. Very important. Be open. Be honest. Listen, these people know that there are ups and downs to businesses, especially if you're a sole proprietor, if you're alone in your business. These people know that there are ups and downs. They know that the successes can be very big successes and that the lows can be low and struggle and frustrating. They know it. So you do not have to hide anything because everybody has successes and everybody has slumps. It's just part of the nature of the business. We just need to, if we have a slump, we need to know how to get up really quickly. So it's not too deep, the slump, and how to get up really quickly. And that's what I'm here to show you, okay? So you want to be honest, just like you would be honest with your coach, with your mentor, with your psychologist. You must be honest and open about it. And in your mastermind group, tell these people not only your problems. We spoke about that before in another one of the commandments where we talked about share your successes and your frustrations, or when we talked about your family as well. You don't only share your frustrations, your struggles, okay? And most people, it's very common, most people focus on their struggles, on the things that aren't going well, and tend to take for granted their successes. I'm not going to go into much this because we've done it already in another commandment. However, it's important for you to understand this, to understand the behavior, the new behavior that you should be adopting. If you're having a struggle in your business, share it. I don't have enough clients right now. I don't have enough income right now. There was a product that I was selling and all of a sudden there's no demand for it, or I'm having a problem with sourcing inventory or raw material to build my inventory, my product, whatever it might be. Communicate that because these people around you will help you. They will find suppliers for you. They have contacts for you. It has happened to them and they will tell you how they overcame. Okay, they will show you processes that may be different than the processes that you are using. Okay, it's wonderful to work in a mastermind group like that because everyone helps one another and they're at a high level. Okay, they're at a high level. Always go into a mastermind group that is at a little bit above your level, that they will challenge you. You know, if you're at the beginning of your business, you can't go into a mastermind group of people who have $1 million businesses that are running. But you go in just above where you are today so that you will be challenged. And these people have already experienced, let them help you. But then once they've helped you and something works, communicate it and show gratitude and let them know that your business is working. And when you have a system, a client, a prospect, a supplier that is good, share that information with your mastermind group. Be open, be honest, okay? If you're not open and honest, no one can help you, and you will never feel, you'll always feel a little bit frustrated because you have frustrations in business. It's okay. And these people, those are the ideal people to help you because they are colleagues. Okay, they're people who are doing the same thing you're doing and they understand you better than everyone. So be open and be honest and share your struggles and share your successes inside of your mastermind group. Okay? Good. Next one I want to talk to you about is here. Limit your interactions with people who bring you down. Okay? This is not such an easy thing to do. There are people, I spoke about it, the environment, all those people who love you and care about you and know you for years, through the good times and the bad times, and they're looking out for you. Many of them do not understand the desire to be self-employed. It seems to them risky. It seems to them, it just seems risky and hard and difficult and all sorts of bad things. I don't know why, but that is what most people think. Okay, so what we want to do is those people who support you, that you get a good vibe, that you get good energy from, that encourage you to be in your business and to make it grow and invest your time and energy to build your business and make it grow and explore your passion even further, those people we want to keep. Okay, they're the keepers. They're the people we want to have around us, even if they're not successful self-employed people themselves, but they are encouraging you. They push you forward. They drive you and motivate you. Keep them in your life as much as possible. Okay, be around them a lot. They'll push you forward. They'll help you a lot. But there are other people who are close to you. They could be in your family. They could be friends that you've had for many, many years who bring you down, who don't understand what you're doing, who discourage you, who make you feel like you're a failure. And it happens. It happens all too often, but it's a fact of life. These people, especially if they're in your family and they've been friends for a long time, you can't cut them out of your life. And I'm not suggesting you do that because they probably give a lot of value in other areas of your life. But what you can do with these people, we spoke about it also when we talked about one of the commandments about sharing successes and failures. We spoke about that the people who bring you down, have a discussion with them and tell them very politely and nicely that you love them dearly, but you really do not want to mix business with pleasure. You'd really rather not discuss your business with them and what you're doing, keep it to yourself, and the things that you feel that they're supporting you in and that you have in common and empower you, keep on with those stuff. But if they're bringing you down in your business, you want to limit your interaction, or at least your business interaction with them. Okay, and you can be very clear and open and honest about, it's not supporting me, it makes me feel uncomfortable, so let's be in an environment or a relationship that makes you feel comfortable, and those places that don't, let's limit them as much as possible. Okay, so you want to surround yourself always with people who are bringing you up, who are motivating you, who are challenging you, who believe in you. Okay, who are with you to do whatever it takes to make your business grow and become successful. Those are the people you want around you. And when there are people who are not, or are less than empowered, you want to limit as much as possible your relationship with them. It could be, and I know a lot of people that has happened to, where when you grow in your business, you kind of find yourself being less in the company of people you were with before. Because your ideas change, you grow as an individual, you kind of move on, if you will, or in a different direction, which is okay. It doesn't mean that you love the person any less or that they love you any less. Just sometimes people grow apart, and that's okay. As long as you know that it's coming and you manage it and you have open and honest discussion about it. But if people are actually bringing you down, okay, you want to limit that as much as possible because you are a good, strong woman. You are a successful, self-employed superwoman, and nobody should make you feel otherwise, okay? So limit interaction with those people. And the last thing I want to discuss, the last behavior, which could be challenging, but so important, and you get so much out of it, is interview successful people. Wow. What do you think about that? Would you, could you, do you have the courage to interview successful people? Now I'm going to give you some ideas about interviewing successful people. It's super motivating and you get so many ideas and it's very empowering to do this, okay? It really brings you up to hear the story of someone who is successful. But you can interview in a few different types of ways. For one, let's say that you're going to a mastermind group and you have a guest speaker that comes in. Introduce yourself to this person. Say how much you admire this person or how much you would like to learn about them, or if they can give you a couple of ideas or pointers on what they think is best for you to do or to focus on. Okay, asking them questions is basically interviewing. It doesn't have to be a formal interview in front of a TV, although it could be. Okay, but ask questions. If someone is doing something that you want to do, something that you like, someone who has succeeded in something that you're interested in, go up to them and say, "Hi, my name is Mindy Stern, and I love what you're doing. Can we take a few minutes and talk about it? I'd like to hear a little bit more about how you did X, Y, or Z," which is something that I did about 2 weeks ago. You know, I saw a guy, someone was telling me he and his wife were doing something exactly like I want to do. So I said, "Can we have lunch together?" And we had lunch together, and I said, "Can we have lunch together? Can I pick your brain?" And we had lunch together, and they were so forthcoming. And they told me all about what they're doing, and I asked questions, and they were really forthcoming, and it was so empowering. It was so wonderful because it gave me a lot of ideas about, there's people actually doing what I want to do. Isn't that great? And they were sharing some of their dilemmas and some of their successes, and it was so motivating because now I know more how I can go out and do it. Okay, so interview, ask questions. Another thing you can do, if you know how to work in this internet model, like I'm doing here, you can actually interview them in a series. Find successful people in your market or things that you want to learn or things that you want to do, and call them up and say, I'm doing a series of interviews. Okay? I'm doing a series of interviews, and I would like to interview you for this kind of population. Would you be interested? And you can record it and put it online, or you can do it live like I'm doing it live right now. And you ask them questions. Be curious. See what they're doing. Learn their stories. And that is so motivating and empowering. And it gives you great ideas. And it gives you something to model, which is so important. Interview them. Ask questions. Be curious. And again, we're talking about doing this to people who are more successful than yourself. People who are role models for you. Okay, because you want to learn what they've done, and everybody loves to talk about themselves. If you read there's a book by Dale Carnegie on how to influence people. The basic rule of how to influence people is really to ask them a lot of questions. The whole book that Dale Carnegie writes on how to gain friends and influence people, most of the book talks about how you ask questions, to be inquisitive, but genuinely inquisitive, genuinely curious, and learn what they're doing. People are happy to share, really happy to share. So all the people that you would like to mentor, that you would like to model, that you would like to be your mentors, that you think are successful, start being in touch with them. Start asking them questions. And every opportunity that you have, I'm not saying that you have to actually call them up, although you could, and interview them, but put yourself in places where they are, and then go up and shake their hand and say, wow, that was so impressive, that talk you gave. Do you think that we can meet for a couple of minutes, or I'd like to hear more about it, and where could I do that? And let it roll from there. Do not be afraid, because that is your learning. That is how you can grow your business fast and grow it to very high levels when you start modeling, mentoring people who are successful and more successful than you, because that's where you want to be. So that's it for today. We were talking about today commandment number 10. It's the last in our series that we talked about surrounding yourself with people who are more successful than yourself. We talked about 3 techniques, 3 beliefs, and 3 behaviors that you should adopt. I want you to know that your comments and your questions are appreciated. Anyone asks a question, I will be happily answer, because I am here to serve you. I am here to give you whatever you need in order to make your business success. I'm here for your personal, your financial, and your business development. Thank you. Have a good day.